Hello beautiful souls, welcome back to another video on Starseed Academy. My name is Jenny. So today I have something special for you, all about empowering the divine feminine in the world today. Now that doesn't just mean it's for women. Women have divine feminine and divine masculine, and they are going to be feeling the happiest, healthiest, and most free when those are in balance. Men have divine masculine and divine feminine, and are going to feel the most happy, free, aligned, powerful, like creators when they are in balance. It's not about gender. So hopefully you understand that it doesn't matter if your sexual orientation, your gender, none of that matters. We all need balance, everyone. So we just happen to all be suffering from an overrun of divine masculine. No, I'm actually going to take that back. It's not divine masculine that we're suffering from an overrun of. It's just like a patriarchal controlling masculine energy. And that's not men's fault, and it's not women's fault. It just is. It's the society that we're in due to many, many different factors. That's what's been created. So in order to return the balance to each one of us individually, and also to the collective consciousness of humanity, so society as a whole, we need to bring those two forces into balance, and then also upgrade them to their divine states. Because the feminine energies have a divine feminine, but then they also have that like toxic aspects, right? Each one of these, feminine or masculine, can go into its divine highest state, highest aspect, like your highest self or your highest timeline, that kind of idea. Or they can go into lower states of toxicity. And so with the masculine energy, it's very controlling. It's very like money hungry, power hungry, like push through, like, you know, especially in like a workspace, you're never taking breaks. You've got to get this done. It's all very stressful and like creates a lot of heart attacks because it's really bad for the heart chakra. It creates all kinds of physical issues, including addictions, overwhelm, stress, hopelessness, depression, all of that. But then the divine feminine also has toxicity, like where when it's in its lower state, it can get very manipulative, very judgmental, like gossip and jealousy and all of those kinds of states. So one is not better than the other. They both have their dark aspects and their light aspects. So what we're trying to do now is to bring both energies into their light aspects and then bring them into balance. So that would be alignment. So flipping or upgrading these two forces into their highest aspects and then bringing them into an aligned measurement where they're at the same place and everybody has equal opportunities and that balanced energy. So as the divine feminine rises within each one of us, man or woman, that is a gift that we are giving to the world. That is a piece of balance that this world needs so desperately. So divine feminine energies that the world is lacking so much right now are things like kindness, caring, like a maternal taking care of others, caring, forgiveness. That's a big one. There's very little forgiveness energy in the planet right now, in the collective. That's a huge one and so important to bring in, along with its counterpart, compassion. So all of these kinds of unconditional, loving, gentle, soft energies really balance out the masculine aspects and create that equilibrium. But because this world is that patriarchal system and it is not built to support the feminine energies or to grow those feminine energies, it isn't built to uphold them in any way. Because of that, women are stepping into masculine roles. So they are stepping into that in their work and in their relationships and in the way that they treat themselves, losing that softness and going in with a much more stern and firm energy. So in the workplace, it looks like always stressing, always working so hard, never taking time off, never taking a break even. It's all about pushing through, pushing through, pushing through. Just grind, hustle, all of that energy. That is actually very masculine energy. And so if you were to look at the opposite of that for the divine feminine, it would be about doing things in flow and in alignment, taking breaks and going within for our inspiration, for our creative ideas, for our genius ideas and business plans. The divine feminine is so powerful when it comes to that. It is full of intuition and creativity and all of those things. But when you are in that very powerful masculine energy of pushing through, you miss out on all of that. And then in our relationships, how women are really stepping into more of a masculine role, it's that attitude of you don't need anyone. And you'll hear yourself saying that sometimes, like, I don't need him, I don't need anyone, I can do it all myself. And you don't ever want to ask for help with anything. It's this very like overly independent attitude where you don't need anyone or anything at all, you just need yourself. But that isn't divine feminine. Divine feminine is actually about community, cooperation, working together, softening into vulnerability. And vulnerability means being very real about when you do need help, or someone to talk to, or a sounding board, or any of those things. Women inherently hold within them a different way to lead. We are leaders. We are absolutely just as much of a leader as men are. We have all of those same capabilities, desires, all of that, but we lead in a different way. And it's really what the world needs right now. Embracing that softer way of leading, that wholeness, that bringing people together in equality and communion. And the divine feminine is about thriving and creating. And it's not just the softer emotions of kindness and gentleness and nurturing. There's another beautiful side to the divine feminine that's quite wild. It's like the energies of a forest. So when you walk through the forest and there's all of this deadfall that's turning into new life, and it's just complete chaos, but it's so rich and filled with life and potential. That is like the divine feminine energy. It's got a wild chaos to it. We are very earthy beings as women. We are cyclical. So we are connected to the powerful moon cycles. And then Gaia herself, the planet that we're on, is a cyclical being, a creator being. And that is women. We are on a cycle and we create life. Literally, we create life. We bring things to life. And we can do that with ideas and emotions and worlds and timelines, not just babies. It's our beautiful divine right and power and strength to breathe life, to create life into anything that we choose. So the title of today's video is Unlock Your Sacral Womb of Creation. So that is about your sacral chakra and all of the potential that you have in there for creatorship and bringing your life into alignment with the softer way of leading through that divine feminine, not the divine masculine, which is what we need to embody right now, what the world and society really needs right now. So let's talk about how you can do that. So the sacral chakra is your womb of creation. It's the orange, beautiful sunset chakra. So it looks like a beautiful sunset color. In between your hips, at the very bottom of your belly, where this chakra rests, right where your womb is. So that's perfect for creation. And then for men, it's still in that same spot in between your hips, at the bottom of your stomach, at the very bottom of your belly and pelvic area. That's your sacral chakra. And we all have that creative womb within that chakra. Right above that chakra is the divine masculine solar plexus chakra. So that's bright yellow, like the sun at high noon, at the in the middle of the day, at the top of your stomach, in between your ribs. So when there is that open channel of energy between them, so that is something that you can create through energy work and energy healing, and something that I definitely offer to my clients, cleaning up and clearing the channel between the two and creating an unbroken bridge of energy between the two. And then allowing them to feed each other in their own cycles together. So, so powerful and potent for balance. So balancing out the divine masculine and the divine feminine together and using them both in balance makes you a master creator. Like there's nothing that you can't accomplish when you are in that balanced state, because you have the best of both worlds. But the solar plexus, the divine masculine sun at the top of your stomach, in most people it's very overactive. And then the sacral divine feminine womb energy is very underactive. So it's about bringing them into balance through cooling down and slowing down the energy in the solar, and then lifting up, rising, and setting aflame the energy of the sacral. So like I mentioned before, the planet that we're on, Gaia, she is the ultimate of divine feminine energy and creation magic. So we can definitely use her as an example. And so emulating Gaia energy means getting really comfortable with being very earthy, grounding yourself, embracing your humanity, which is such a powerful aspect of this soul journey. And I know that we've talked in a video before about how to find balance between the soul and the human, your divinity and your humanity. That is so important. That is exactly what we're talking about here. So if you haven't seen that video yet about balancing soul and human, make sure to check that out after this video, because that's exactly what we're talking about. That divine feminine, that earthy, that human experience is so powerful, so potent, and what you need to embrace in order to unlock the creativity in your sacral womb. So we're going to talk about two different ways for you to unlock it. The first way is through connection, and the second way is through flow. So unlocking your sacral womb of creation through connection. So the first way is to develop and strengthen the connection that you have with your own body through worshiping your own body, through pleasure and play and touch and holding yourself and self-care and loving your body, speaking to it with loving words, treating it gently and lovingly. And that includes everything that you consume, your thoughts that you're consuming, your beliefs about yourself, the things that you're eating, the things that you're drinking, the consumption that you take in through social media, through different forms of entertainment, through the people around you. Like, make sure that it is all honoring who you are, because you are consuming all of this into your body, into yourself, and into your being. And you can celebrate your body through movement. So walking, exercising, dance. Dance is a beautiful way to express the divine feminine. Spontaneous dance, where you just allow the energy to move through you. And it's like a meditation. It's like a ceremony or a ritual experience. And you can feel the earthy energy coming up from your feet and taking over. And that is a beautiful way to really ground into that earthy, wild energy. The next way that you can build connection is to connect with your spirit. So you can connect with your spirit through meditation, through journaling, through breath work, which is really important, and we talked about in the May Energies video. Breath work is so powerful and connects you with your body and your spirit. So please think about trying breath work, because it's really coming up for me lately as being very powerful, strong, and needed at this point in our ascension journey, because we are turning over so many of our chakras into upgraded ways of being and doing so much shadow work, and all of this stuff is coming to the surface, and breath work does exactly that. It brings everything up to the surface to be released, all of your lack mentality and limiting beliefs, and it also gets into like the oxygen gets into all of your different energy centers and chakras and gives them a really beautiful cleanse and clearing. And you can also connect with your spirit through journaling or through sitting in the I am presence. So I am presence is when you go deeply into a meditative state and you feel, it's like a kundalini energy where you feel your connection to everything. You are everything. You are that. So a lot of people say I am or I am that for any like thoughts or visions that come up in their mind during that time. And for more on this, please check out my video about Kundalini Awakening, which is called Enlightenment. Have you felt it? I think it's called something like that. It definitely has enlightenment as the first word. So that's the I am presence. That's a way to connect with your spirit. That's one of the biggest ways to connect with your spirit and to feel the truth of who you are. The next way is to connect through nature, through walks, earthing, like barefoot walking, which is called earthing, fresh air, being out in nature, being in presence, being in a state of gratitude, and then being aware of all of the different life force around you, in the animals, in the trees. Like when you can tune in and sense the life in a tree, you're there. That is such a beautiful connected experience. You are connecting to nature on the next level, on that multidimensional level. And this is a superpower of the divine feminine, to feel the life in everything. We can feel energy. We can sense the energy and the life force in people, in creations, in food, in nature, in ourselves. It's your superpower to sense that. And it will help you to get into a very present state, the observer, and also into a very grateful state. And there's also the connection to your desires and goals. And so we talk a lot about manifestation, but this is about going quantum manifestation, where you go deeper than positive thoughts, like the law of attraction, where you want to keep your thoughts really positive. It's deeper than that. The next level down from that is your emotions. How are you feeling? Are you keeping yourself in a high vibrational emotional state? And then you go one step deeper and then you realize that beliefs are the next level down and are creating the emotions and the thoughts anyway. It's coming from your belief structures, which were put in place usually when you were a child, when you were just learning and you were that sponge absorbing everything. So the third level down into manifestation, because we want to go really deep when you're getting quantum, is your belief structures. Do your beliefs line up and support the goals and the desires that you're trying to create in your life? Is there an alignment there? And then to truly go quantum, you go even one step deeper. So you've got your thoughts, you've got your emotions, you've got your beliefs, all three layers lining up to what you want to create. But if you just go one step deeper, then you become what you want to see or bring into your life. You literally become it. And how you become what you want to manifest is by holding within your physical container the frequencies of that thing. So if you want abundance, for example, more abundance in your life and you're trying to manifest and create that, then you bring the energies and the frequencies of abundance into your body, into your physical system, and you grow it from within. Because we create from within. It all starts from within. And so when you are creating, you're creating from your heart chakra, and what is already in your heart gets sent out like a loop or a cycle. It gets sent out and then it pulls back in like a magnet. There's magnetization that happens, all of the matching energies. So what are you looping back to yourself? What's the energy in your heart space? Put in your heart space what you want to bring into your life. So become it first. So you can become abundance, like if that's the example that we're using, in so many different ways. And then for more on this, check out the quantum manifestation video, which goes really in depth into how to do each of those layers, the thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and then finally becoming the thing that you're trying to manifest into your life. But just to quickly touch on it, if you're bringing or trying to bring abundance into your life, quick example that I use for people on how to pull that abundance energy in, because there's abundance in the air all around us. This is actually a very abundant world. There is no lack. That's an illusion. There's just an abundance of that thing. So there's either an abundance of this energy that you don't want, or a medium energy, or this amazing energy that you do want. Like, there's an abundance of all of the things, all of the different energies. So it's really just about aligning with what you want to experience. There is no lack. The universe is ever expanding and growing, and in creation mode, there is no lack. So it's only about aligning with what you want to pull into your life. And so for me, I use affirmations with a very powerful belief and emotion. So I'm using all three layers. The thoughts or the affirmations, like spoken spells, the emotions that supercharge those words, and then the beliefs that set it all into that next level of creation. Because if you have affirmations filled with emotional energy, but you don't really believe it, it's never going to happen. You need all three to become it. So for me, to become abundance, I would use the affirmation, I am abundance. Not abundance is on its way to me. I am it. I become it. And then I create from that space and pull it back to me because I already am it. So it's a shift in your perspective for creating and manifesting. It is so powerful. It's the quickest way to actually bring something into your life. So you bypass all of the wait times, that whole lineup of people waiting for their manifestations that are just using affirmations, their thoughts, their emotions. You hop to the front of that waiting line when you become something. You shorten that wait time. It's like folding the universe or your world in on itself with magnets. So if you are the abundance, you've become it, and here it is here, instead of slowly waiting for it to get to you, you just fold time and space and it's there. It's already inside you. So for me, I like to go on beautiful nature walks. So I'm using a lot of different elements. I'm using fresh air. I'm using meditative walks. I'm using the creation force of Gaia and nature, because that's all creation force as well. I'm using my divine feminine essence, and I'm using my spoken spells, my emotions, and my beliefs. And I'm just walking through the forests, literally, saying, I am abundance. I am abundance. I am abundance. I am it. I am abundance. I am abundance. I am abundance. I am abundance. And the more that I say it with feeling and with energy, I can literally feel it building and building and building inside of my heart chakra. I've got that energy now, that frequency of abundance, and I'm just growing it and growing it and growing it and believing in it and sending it out and having it come back in this beautiful cycle. And creation starts instantly when you work with manifestation in this quantum way. So we're talking about unlocking the sacral womb of creation through connection, and then we're going to talk about how to unlock it through flow. But to sum up this whole section about connection, I just want to say that we don't struggle and compete on the way to our goals. That's not divine feminine. That's masculine. We don't struggle. There's no competition. We feel our way to it. We align with it. We bring it to us. We become it. And then there is nothing, no force in this world that could keep it from you. All of your creative energy, all of your goals, all of your desires, when you align to them in these powerful connective ways, it is instant. Okay, so now let's talk about flow and how to flow our way into that creative energy. So the first thing to point out is that your entire life flows through your heart chakra. So all of your experiences, all of your emotions, all of your thoughts, all of your relationships, all of the events of your life, there's a giant channel of energy that flows right through your heart chakra, and it's like your life or your timeline, and it flows right through that chakra. So it's really important to stay open. So open heart space allows flow. And we stay open by accepting what life brings to us in the present moment and by surrendering to it. So be in acceptance and be in surrender to whatever comes and faces you on your soul path, knowing that it is meant to be there. It truly is. You have amazing soul contracts put in place, soul ties that are going to come up with other people. Everything that comes onto your path and faces you is a blessing because it's a lesson. It's all medicine. So whether or not it feels good or not, don't let that diminish the importance of it, and honor that. Honor your experience and whatever is coming up for you in your heart. All of the emotions, whether they be painful or full of love and excitement and happiness. Because the truth is, it is all divine. It is all a blessing. And when you zoom out your perspective from just this singular aspect or point as life as a human, and you zoom way out to the soul perspective, and you view your life through that higher perspective, like that eagle-eye view. And this is something that we can do in hindsight very easily, right? We can look back and think, oh, that breakup was really hard. But you know what? That was a blessing in disguise. Or losing my job, or whatever the hardship might have been. It's easier when it's a blessing and full of abundance and feels good. Of course, then we know it's a beautiful lesson and we learned from it and we're rejoicing. But when it's something difficult, can you also be grateful for it? Can you look on it with eyes of appreciation and look for the soul lesson within that situation? Look for the medicine, the soul medicine. Even when it's with toxic people, maybe even abusive relationships or childhoods or pasts. What did it teach you? It wasn't for nothing. Not one tear will fall without a reason for it all. And that is so true, because we are in these timelines that are divinely orchestrated with our souls, like a beautiful spider web, that beautiful checkerboard where everything is connected. There is nothing that doesn't have meaning. It all holds meaning, every moment, every day. And it's easy to lose sight of that in the ego separate, like we think of ourselves as these separate singular individuals, but we are all souls that are connected, powerfully connected through the fact that we are all from source. We are literally all made from the same place, that life spark that exists in your heart. That source spark, that life spark, is at the center of every soul. Whether we judge them to be good or bad, it's there. And it makes every single soul worthy of life and their experience. And so this is where we don't get into judgment, right? Because one person's soul path and lessons that they need to help them create balance because of their past lives, karma, whatever they're dealing with, it's going to look very different than yours because their experiences thus far have been very different than yours. You don't know what they need or why their life is the way it is, but you need to respect and let them have that experience, just as you need to respect and honor your experience, even when you don't always understand it. A lot of the times we have to turn it over to God or Source and just be in trust So this is flow. This is where you never close up your heart chakra out of fear or trying to protect yourself or put boundaries on your heart. You don't need any of that. The open heart is the protection, because then everything stays in flow. And what comes for you, no matter how difficult the lesson or medicine is, it doesn't stay because you didn't block it in. You're in flow. Nothing stays, nothing lasts. It's all flow and change. And that's where life is beautiful and magical, where you're in the flow, you're always in the right place at the right time. You've got a life full of synchronicities and miracles. That's flow. So it's about, the most important thing is that it's about an open heart chakra. It's about surrender. It's about acceptance of the present moment. So the opposite of resistance. Because when we get into resistance, that's us not wanting to accept what comes onto our path. And resistance, all resistance does is create suffering for you. You might as well accept what comes. It's already there. Accept it. And we resist things in big ways and we resist things in small ways. Like when we get in a bad mood, nothing went right in the morning, and then we stay in that foul mood all day. That's resistance. Open up your heart, take some deep breaths, get into surrender, and experience a profound change in your energy and in your day. So you can also create flow in your relationships with that zoomed out perspective. So when you view others through the eyes of your soul, you're going to see them for a lot more than the surface. You're going to see that they're not so different from you. They also have a ton of past parallel life experiences, that they've got kind of all of this baggage, a lot of different hurts, and imbalanced energy, and everyone is truly doing the best that they can with what they have to offer. There's different levels of growth and awareness. So people can only meet you as far as they've come themselves. So when you can understand that and flow with that, and really view people through that higher perspective of your soul, it's a compassionate perspective. It truly is so compassionate. It's full of kindness, forgiveness, unconditional love. That's what our souls bring to the table. That's beautiful divine feminine energy. And when you view others with that scope, that perspective, it takes the resistance out. It takes the edge off. You allow others to have their experience, and you accept them for who they truly are, and you don't close down your heart. You remain open, right? You don't need to put boundaries on your heart to be safe. That actually limits you so much and is so much more dangerous, damaging, because it creates blocks. So if you could stay open, no matter how you feel, and just open, open, open. You feel pain, you feel discomfort, open wider. The wider you can get your heart chakra, the more flow you create, and the more that situation moves through. And if you truly had a relationship in your life that wasn't meant to be there anymore, it wouldn't be there. It's still obviously teaching you something, or it wouldn't be there. And then if you do get to that growth within the lesson with that person, and you realize, you know what? They're actually kind of toxic, and I've learned all that I can from them. Then at that point, you can choose to remove them from your life. But at no point did you close your heart chakra. It's not worth it. It's not worth it to do that at all, because it's you who's missing out when you do that. You're only hurting yourself and limiting yourself and boxing yourself in. There is nothing in this world that would be worth you closing your heart chakra over, because then you're living a half life. And it's not what we came here to do. We came here to live fully express all of the chaos and beautiful colors and emotions that the human has to offer. So if you can trust in your soul path, trust the fact that you as your higher self before you came here, planned out this life through soul contracts and soul ties. So your soul contracts are about the events that are going to show up on your path, on your timeline. And the soul ties are about the people or the relationships that are going to show up in your path on your timeline. So that's the destiny aspect or the fate. Because if it's in your soul contract, it's going to show up at some point. But it is not predestined how you will react to that thing, that person, or that event. That is up to you. That is completely up to you, and that is the beauty of the experience of being human. Because humans are so unpredictable and spontaneous and so full of emotions. And then you come down here as this eternal soul embodying a human, and you just don't know what will happen. You know in your higher mind what will show up, and you can feel when things are meant to be there or are in alignment with you. But the choice is up to you how you react or deal with all of the events and the relationships. So this is how you can really step into surrender and acceptance and flow through understanding all of these concepts, through zooming out and seeing people, events, your whole life with this higher perspective of knowing that it is all medicine and it is all lessons and all meant to be, and you are free to do with it what you will. And you are also free to create whatever you want to create. So I just want to sum up by saying that everything begins within, especially within your heart. Everything begins with your alignment to whatever outcome you want to see. So get your frequency in the right spot. Align with your frequency to what you want to see in your life or in yourself or in your path or with someone else. And then step into action. So start with the divine feminine energies of alignment, becoming it, nurturing it, and then step into the divine masculine energies of action, making it happen and creating it. That is the balance. That is how you tap into your sacral room of creation and balance that with the divine masculine solar plexus energy. So cultivate the frequency that you want your life to revolve around. Because whatever frequency or energy, whatever word you prefer, whatever is resting in your heart chakra is what you will see more of. That's the great creator. It goes out into the world and comes back. It goes out into the world and comes back. So grow that frequency. Expand it. Keep maintaining it. Take care of it. It's truly the beginning of everything in your life, and because of that, all that matters. So you're tapping into 3 very powerful chakras in this process. Your sacral womb of creation is that divine feminine energy, the inspiration, the ideas, the becoming, the aligning. And then the divine masculine is the action steps and making things happen and making things work in the 3rd dimension, like making them practical. And then your heart holds it all. Your heart holds your average, your general state of your frequency of being. It holds it safely and then projects and magnetizes, So creating beautiful flow between all 3 of these chakras is so important. And again, if you're looking for creating that channel, that bridge of energetic connection to clear, heal, and connect these powerful centers together, then please check out the links in my description box below and click on Galactic Healings, because this is what I do. This is what I help so many people to do, to truly align between their divinity and their humanity, grounding them so deeply into the earth that they are master creators, yet connecting them so powerfully with Source, in the heart of Source, that they are divinely led, that they're on their highest timelines, lifetimes. It's so powerful. So please connect with me if you want to work further on your energy, on your chakras, or on being a master creator or that quantum manifester. So thank you so much. Please remember to like this video, share, and subscribe, and drop into the comment section below any questions that you have about really utilizing your divine feminine, your sacral chakra, as a creative force in your life. So thank you so much. And before you go, please remember, listen to your heart and the quiet voice within, because you are so much more than the body we're in. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day.